Hey everyone, welcome to the Going Gonzo Show, and we thank you so much for tuning in today. It's a special podcast, and speaking of the word special, I have a friend of mine with me, Amy Sherman. How you doing, Amy?
I'm doing great, Gonzo. We're back here together again. It seems like old times. It's been too long.
It's been way too long, but we have a big project coming up. You may have heard about it, those that are listening. We have this bus trip we're going to be talking about to the Microbrew Music and Brew Festival, right?
Correctamundo.
It's coming up.
Who put us in charge of buses? Isn't that crazy?
As long as we don't have to park or drive.
We do not.
we'll be good. August 22nd, August 23rd, Traverse City, Michigan. We'll give you all the details here in a few minutes, but right now we just need to catch up. What have you been up to this summer? How's the summer of 2014 for the Sherman family?
Sherman family is loving it with 3 kids. You know, summer is the best time of year, and pretty much my kids are really good at doing nothing. But I feel that that's okay in the summer.
I miss those days, you know, when the kids were young and they just wanted to play and goof around, maybe go to a camp, maybe go to the beach.
Ice cream. Pretty much every day.
Yeah, you know, a backfire, camp yard, whatever, you know, campfire in the backyard or whatever. Or tent.
It is pretty great. Being a kid is pretty awesome.
It is.
I certainly miss it. Like, there's no shame in my kids' game to blow up the inflatable pool we have and just lay in it in the front yard for hours on end.
Well, I would imagine, too, you always might probably have some people over to have a couple beers.
We always do. It seems like there's always someone over at our house. So we've been enjoying a lot of the summer beers that have come out. It's such a great time to drink Michigan beers, or any beers for that matter, and some great seasonal ales that are out. Of course, I've sampled several, and guess what, John?
What's that?
I brought you some to sample today, too.
Yay! We'll sample those here in a quick second, because I wanted to ask you one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned summer beers. Now, July is National...
It's Michigan Craft Beer Month, actually. So it's the month that everybody should be really making an effort to try a Michigan craft beer, which is so easy. Here we are in Beer City. So it's the time of year to celebrate all the things that we do here, and then we get to cap it off. Actually, this weekend is the Michigan Brewers Guild Summer Beer Fest down in Ypsilanti.
That's right.
Which is a great time, and that's on Friday night and Saturday night, and I think there are still tickets available for Friday night if people are interested in going.
I did. I checked a moment ago, and tickets are still available for Friday. I think that's July
25th. I think it's the 25th.
That sounds good.
Saturday's the 26th.
Yeah, okay.
And I will say, as someone who's gone to the festival many times, Friday night to me is the best time to go.
Okay, why is that?
Because Saturday is like all day. It's super hot. You get a bunch of amateurs there, and it turns into a huge train wreck.
Look at you, like you're a pro. Wait a minute, you are.
I am. Friday night, all the brewers are usually there. A lot of the owners are there. Everybody's fresh. Everybody's excited to talk about it. It's cooler because it's at night. It might be a shorter amount of time, but it's plenty of time to try everything you want. It's not as crowded.
Right.
It's just a really great experience on Friday night.
Well,
highly recommended.
Yeah, and I know tickets are still available. I'm hoping to go. I have some relatives coming in from Mexico. That's right.
Oh,
yes,
cool.
my folks are celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary.
Oh my gosh.
And we have some relatives coming in from Mexico, and we're hoping. I'm hoping to get out there Friday night to check out the festival.
It's a good night to go. I unfortunately cannot attend this year.
I thought we were going together.
I want us to, but my very best friend from growing up in Detroit is getting married this summer, and I have her bachelorette party this weekend. So I will be partaking in many Michigan craft beers, but not that. Oh, one thing to look for if you're down there. I am part of a new group that just started here in Michigan called Fermenta.
Yes, I was going to surprise you or impress you that I knew that. Fermenta,
and so it's a group of women who are all involved in either the brewing industry or the fermentation industry, maybe distilleries, cider, any of the things that would fall under that.
Right.
And the group has been getting together over the last 2 months and brewing special beers just for the beer fest. So if you do go down, you can find the list of beers on the Fermenta Facebook page, but you can also look for the Fermenta sign, and it will have some of the beers. And I helped with Pike 51. Amanda Sue Geiger got a group of us together, and we brewed up a Belgian vanilla stout.
Oof.
I know, I'm kind of excited to try it. So it's got Belgian yeast in it, and then we put whole vanilla beans in it, and it should be pretty spectacular. So you can also try that at the pub if you can't make it to the Brewfest. It's going to be on tap at Pike 51 out in Hudsonville.
I had their shandy this weekend at the Summer Beer Festival at John Ball Park.
How was it? Was it good?
Oh my gosh. Ben Darcie, who will also be on the podcast a little later in a separate podcast today, was there, and he just was flipping out.
about it. Those guys know what they're doing. She's a great brewer. Yeah. She does a good job.
All right, you brought in a couple beers. What'd you bring with you?
Well, I haven't had either one of these, so we're going to try them and see what we think. So I brought one from this side of the state and one from the east side of the state. Thought we'd hit them both.
Sure.
So one from our good friends at Arbor Brewing, Matt and Renee Gruff. We love them. We had such a great time with them on our tour. So this is their Bliss Hefeweizen, and Hefeweizen is a Bavarian wheat style ale. So it's perfect for summer drinking. It should be nice and light, a little bit fruity almost tasting. And then one from this side of the state from Odd Sides, which we also enjoyed in Grand Haven, a great place to stop when you're out at the beach. And this is their Hefeweizen, and this one is called Lollycatcher. So I haven't had either one, so I thought it'd be kind of a comparison of Hefeweizens, Hefes.
We will do that. We'll take a break while we check out the different beers here from Arbor and Odd Side. Oh, I love that sound, Amy.
My mouth is watering.
And of course, you can tell me, where can we get these beers?
You can get these anywhere around town. Okay. So stop in your local bottle shop and check them out. I got these at a pick your own 6-pack at Meijer.
I like it. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick little break here. Thanks for joining today's podcast while Amy Sherman and I have a few beverages, and we'll be back. We'll tell you more details about the big Microbrew Music and Beer Festival, Traverse City. Go ahead, pour it, Amy. Oh, it sounds so good. From Odd Side Ales in Grand Haven and the Arbor as well. So we're going to sample some beers and then come back. Thanks for joining the show, and we'll talk to you soon. More information on the Facebook page. Look for Going Gonzo Show. Or Amy, where can we find you on Facebook?
Amy on the Trail.
I love it. Take care, everyone. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Going Gonzo Show. John Gonzalez here, and I'm joined by my good friend, Amy Sherman. We were just sampling some beers, Amy.
We were, and they were really good. We had a couple of Hefes, as I call them.
Hefeweizen. Because it's kind of a German-style beer, right?
Yeah, it is. It's traditionally from Bavaria. I've had it in Munich, and Hefeweizens are a wheat beer, and they usually have a pretty yeasty flavor, and these ones did not disappoint. We had the Bliss from Arbor Brewing Company in Ann Arbor. That was more of that felt very classic Hefe to me. And then we tried the Odd Side Ales Lollycatcher. And that one had a big old punch of banana in it.
I liked it.
And that's from the yeast. They both were excellent. They would be great on a hot day.
On a hot day. And speaking of hot days, also
today is a hot day.
It is a hot day. And it'll be a little warmer, we think. We hope. It's August, right? Coming up in August, it's the Traverse City Summer Microbrew Music Festival. Joining us on the line is Sam Porter from Porterhouse Productions. Sam, how you doing?
Hey, great. How are you guys?
We're drinking, so we're
doing great.
I know you're doing better than I am. Yeah.
August 22nd, 23rd. It's going to be a great time. It always is in Traverse City. Microbrew Music Festival. You're excited about this coming back for another festival this year, right?
Yeah, this is a big one. This is our seventh year actually. So yeah, so we're gearing up for a big one. I mean, the lineup, the beer selections, all the new and innovation that we put into it, and I think we've talked about some cool stuff we're coming up with.
I think you are. And, I have not been to this festival. And, Gonzo, you haven't been to this festival either.
I have not, no.
And so, Sam, when we come up, because we're coming up on a bus with a lot of people, and we're super excited, but what can we expect when we get there? What kind of festival is this?
Well, there's, the venue really sets the tone. The village, it's the historic Village Commons right here, the Grand Traverse region, and it's the old state hospital kind of insane asylum. And so the lawn is this gorgeous historic lawn, and so the venue's like the size of maybe 4 football fields. And what we do, you walk through the main gate, and it's just a giant horseshoe of breweries, and then education and experiences between each of the great beers. And so we do sour beer tours this year. We're doing a rare beer tour that we've done for 3 years, and people love that. I mean, literally like Bullhorn, people count down, and then boom, KBS opens up, and everyone has fun. And so, but around all of that is great music. And so people walk out from a beer festival, but they also have that like experience they had through music, which we all love. We go to concerts, right? And so that's a big part of it. So we wanted to pair great music, great beer. We're award-winning, best food festival, best music festival up here from Traverse Magazine. So we're really excited, and it's another great year.
Good. And who is your headliner this year at the festival?
Well, Friday night we're actually doing Brandy Carlisle. And Little Ed and the Blues Imperial. It's kind of a tribute to blues, but with a lot of stepdads there that night. Well, they're both nights, and the Ragbirds, and that's Friday night. And then Saturday's, kind of the sacred day where beer's a real big part of it.
A sacred day. I like.
Yeah, we like the word sacred.
Yeah, beer in the front, as much as possible. But, the music just adds that atmosphere. Michigan bands like Joe Hertler and the Rainbow Seekers, there's Divina and the Vagabonds from Minneapolis, so she's like almost like a crossover rockabilly Adele.
Oh, nice.
You have Oregon. There's huge 10-piece bands. There's marching bagpipe troops. There's and then Naco and Medicine for the People, who will really send people home just feeling really good about what they experienced.
Okay, well, it sounds good, doesn't it?
It sounds like a blast.
I think we should go.
We're excited because you guys asked us to come out and host these motor coach tours. Can you give us more details? Because as I understand it, just looking over the notes here, it's a great bargain for those that live in the Grand Rapids area that want to go to Traverse City for the weekend.
Yeah, that's what it's about. We wanted to create an experience for people to come north, and so here we go. So we partnered with Great Lakes Motor Coaches, and we're going to put together 55 passenger buses. And then we're going to find wonderful people like you and brewers and others to host a bus. And so we're going to try this out, and the idea that we wanted, to create is kind of an adventure. So and what we've done is offer our VIP tickets. Really fun. It goes through the Homebrewers Tour. You get all this cool area to play with. There's food pairings and everything at the festival, and that's about It's $95. So we said, well, hey, let's just give everyone a VIP ticket to ride the bus, and let's only charge $100. So you're basically getting a free bus ride with you guys, and you can do anything you want. We can do pairings on the bus. We can watch, Amy's films. We can have so much fun.
For $5, you get to spend 3 hours with Amy and Gonzo, going to TC, and then attending an amazing beer festival, trying amazing food, great beers from all sorts of different breweries. I know that Dark Horse is going to be there, Brewery Vivant, New Belgium, New Holland, North Peak. We've got tons of them coming. And then you get to ride back home with us for $100. Yeah. That is a bargain.
Yep. Well, and how cool is it? Hotels up here are $200-$300, and they're already sold out for the beer festival. So this gives Grand Rapids beer fans a chance to rally up here and go back. So they leave. We leave at like noon. Get here, the doors open, and you leave at 10:30, and you're home ready to go to bed by 1:00.
And you're home in your own bed, and that is really kind.
This is a really good deal. It's a great idea. We're excited just to be part of it. If people want to come and hang out with us, that's great. But I think the big calling card here is to get that round trip, right, up to Traverse City, enjoy the festival, and then you're just going to sleep for a couple hours on the way home anyway.
Exactly. After all that time in the beautiful sun up there. I mean, it's the perfect time to go to TC. It really is awesome.
We thought about letting you guys borrow our silent disco headsets, and you can do a karaoke on the way back.
Do not tempt us. Wow. Do not tempt us.
Yes, I'm in for that. Well, Sam Porter, Porterhouse Productions, it is going to be another great time in Traverse City. August 22nd, August 23rd, 2 different days. You're going to offer the bus trip both days, right?
Yeah, we're going to offer both days, and folks, our whole summer up here in August is loaded, and we have a Shorts Brewery on the open space, a beer BQ going on with the TC Waterman event, which is a stand-up paddleboard race. So craft beer is so important in our work. Everything we do is so connected. So we just want to connect more downstate and create opportunities for people to come up and play.
Sounds fantastic. Where can people get more information if they want to sign up and come out and join us on these motor coach tours?
I would just go to porterhouseproductions.com or tentvenue.com. Has some cool info, and that shows our really cool new tents, the only one in America that we'd like to bring to Grand Rapids someday for the right event. So think of us.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam.
Thanks a lot, Sam. All right, take care.
You guys are great. Thank you so much.
No problem. That is Sam Porter, Porterhouse Productions. And, get more information there at porterhouseproductions.com or on Amy's Facebook page, right, Amy?
Yep, and yours too.
Mine's
Amy
too.
on the Trail.
We'd love to see you, GR Gonzo, Going Gonzo blog.
Join us on our bus.
Yeah.
Karaoke
with us. All right, we're going to take a quick little break here. More Michigan beer right around the corner here on the Going Gonzo Show. Take care, everyone.
Released their whole summer beer. Did you see the summer beer fest list?
No. You posted and I haven't gotten to look at it yet. You're going, right? Are you pouring?
Yeah,
You're going both days? Okay, we're trying some beers. You want to try one?
Sure.
Bliss. They're both halfies.
Hey, how's it going, Ben? Very well, thank you.
Okay, I'm going to turn your mic.
You want a arbor or you want odd sides?
Ooh, I'll do the...
You can try both. Which one would you like to start with?
I'll do the odd side first.
Got a lot of banana kicking it.
I've had Bliss before, but it has been a while. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what did you do this weekend?
I went and saw Beck on Saturday.
Oh, yeah,
that's right.
And then I went and saw Snowpiercer on Sunday, and that was really cool.
Nice.
I heard that's really good.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And how was the Sean Lennon band before.
Wow.
Yeah?
Wow.
Okay.
Like, it's like ambient 70s folk with a dash of glam disco.
Love it.
Ambient.
They do sing, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
But, like, and it's like psychedelic Beatles melodic.
Okay, I've only heard one track, and what I heard, I loved.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could remember what the song was about, but it was about something.
They have a really huge sound. There's like 6 people in that band.
Uh-huh.
Everybody thought it was Beck because Sean was wearing a big old wide hat. And it was like, Beck! And it wasn't. But they were awesome. And I didn't even know who they were. Somebody had told me, they were like, yeah, Sean Lennon's opening for Beck, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't even remember. And then the next day, somebody was like, how was Sean Lennon? And I was like,
mind blown.
Totally forgot.
So pretty close to it.
Okay, go.
Describe the beer for us.
Yum yum.
Yum, yum, yeah.
Yum.
Banana.
Wow. Yeah, super banana.
Yeah.
It's got a nice sort of like neutrally caramely sweet body with a big old wheat presence to it. You can chew on it a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's big on the banana ester. It's got a little bit of must to it.
We're good?
Yeah.
All right.
You guys can start.
Great.
A little bit of must.
Yeah, it's a
That's
little musty.
I like that description,
like
yeah.
cellar, you know? Like cool basement on a hot summer day.
I like it. I'm going to go...
It's probably exactly what my basement smells like right now. Musty.
I'm going to try to get this done within 5 minutes. Try not to go too long. I know there's a lot to cover, though, because of all the classes, but 4 to 5 minutes. So, Amy, you can see the clock probably better than Ben.
I didn't know we were going live. Okay.
Oh, no, we're not live.
No.
No, we're on the air now.
What's happening?
No, we're recording this. Yeah, we're recording this.
And this is radio. Ain't no big thing.
Here we go. You ready? Okay, good. Hey, everyone. John Gonzalez, the Going Gonzo Show with my buddy Amy Sherman. Amy, how you doing?
Doing great.
Seems like old hat. We keep
I know.
running into each other in the studio.
With beers.
With beers. But this time we have another friend with us.
I
Ben
know.
Darcie. How you doing,
Ben
Ben?
is here. The
Woohoo!
Michigan Beer Dude. We are
Michigan
so
Beer Dude.
lucky to have him.
Birthday boy.
Oh, thank you guys.
Wow.
It's so awesome to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you being here. And we got to hang out a little bit at the Summer Beer Festival at John Ball Park last week, and that was fun.
Yeah, it was great. I was born for Vivant. There was a bunch of beer there. It was awesome. I got to wander around and have a bunch of great beer. It was awesome. Beautiful weather, too.
Good crowd. A lot of people.
Yeah, definitely.
It seems like that festival gets better every year. Good.
I enjoyed it a lot. It's very comfortable.
I was impressed with the beer list and the amount of brewers they had there.
I think it was something like 49 or 50.
Yeah.
Oh, that is really awesome. That's great.
The majority was Michigan beer, but there were some others there as well. And I don't know. I know this is Michigan Craft Beer Month, right? The month of July. And it's hard for me to break out and try different things.
But it is okay to try beers from other states.
It is okay, right?
Yeah.
I saw someone not too long ago wearing a Wisconsin beer shirt, and I was like,
yeah, they can't compare, but
at least it wasn't like Mitten, Wisconsin beer.
And there was a map. It had the map
with the fake hand.
Yeah, I don't know. I wanted to go up and punch him, but I knew that wasn't going to be the right thing to do.
Inappropriate, John.
I know. It's not me either, But it came out.
It does. Well, something that would be very appropriate is to let our listeners know about Ben's really cool upcoming schedule of classes that I am signed up for.
Well, yeah, and we should let listeners know. And here's the thing: is that we as a state and as a community learn more and more about beer and the role that it plays, and we become more educated. It's funny, isn't it? Because just a few years ago, Ben, you probably remember this, and I know Amy, you do. Going back to the Bell's Oberon days.
You mean Solson?
Exactly. The education just wasn't out there. Now, if you happen to be even at the most casual bar where they have 4 or 5 Michigan beers on tap, people know a little bit about what they're talking about. And that's what you do with your classes. Your goal is to get the knowledge out there, right?
Absolutely. That is the primary goal, is to just help people understand what makes beer so special. And it's geared specifically towards helping people learn how to talk about beer, which is something that a lot of people don't really focus on. Or if they do, they focus on it very minorly and quickly. But I sort of give it the time that it really deserves.
You certainly do give it the time, because these classes, this is not, you can just sign up for one class if you want, but you actually are offering an entire series of beer classes. Correct. How many weeks is this going? How many weeks did I sign up for? I can't remember.
Sure, off the top of my head, actually.
It's about 8 weeks, I think.
It's 9 weeks.
9 weeks,
yeah,
okay.
It originally started as 10, and I trimmed it down to 9 with a couple field trips and special focuses going on. So it's really designed to be an all-encompassing beer tasting class, because everybody tries to squeeze it into this tiny little 1-hour event once a month, and it just needs so much more time. Yeah. So every class is 2.5 hours with a break. It involves a lecture and a panel discussion with West Michigan professional brewers and home brewers. And then the second half of the class is a world-class tasting against the BJCP, which is the Beer Judges Certification Program guidelines for that style. So not only do we learn how to talk about beer, but we learn how to taste them and judge them as a group.
I love that idea. And I think one of the things that most appeals to me about these classes is it doesn't matter how much you think you know about beer, you can always learn something else. But even if you came in as a complete and utter novice, you're going to feel comfortable in this setting, and no one's going to make fun of you, and you can come in and learn as much as you want about beer. It's held at Harmony, so it's a great casual place. You are an awesome teacher. You're so enthusiastic.
Well,
this is the Ben Darcie Feel Good Show. But you really are. Your enthusiasm just comes out, and you make it so acceptable for people to ask questions and to, well, why does it taste like banana or whatever it might be? And I think that is a really great thing about those classes.
Thank you. I find it's really easy in beer education to talk down to people as an educator. And for me, it's really important to get us all on that same level, that same playing field. And like you said, that comfortable environment is really what it's all about, because when you're in a comfortable environment where you don't feel judged or you aren't afraid of expressing what you're really tasting or experiencing, you retain so much more and you learn so much more in a comfortable environment, a non-judgmental environment, and that's absolutely key for me.
Exactly.
Well, Ben, I want to run down, of course, the classes and how you broke them down. But before we do that, and those that are listening right now, stick around for that, because it's interesting to hear how you decided what to do, when, and in what order. But what is the most common question you get from the novice, from the newcomer? And it probably is the question I get. I only drink Bud Light, or what's the closest to Budweiser that I can get here? Right? I mean, that's what I get all the time.
Or I get,
from my friends.
I only drink wine.
Yeah. Help me, but no.
And that's okay.
What are some of the common questions you get, though?
I get, what's your favorite beer a lot?
Yeah.
Do you answer the one in your glass?
Yeah.
I never know how to answer
Which
that
is a Hefeweizen right now at the moment.
That's the correct answer, is the one in your glass.
Exactly. And the next one, and the next one. Special emphasis if it's Michigan. I get a lot of questions like, how do macro beers win medals? I get asked that a lot.
That's interesting, yeah.
And that's actually one of the minor topics I focus on in week 3, the art of lagering the American standard, is why macro beers are that way, and that's one of the most common things I get asked.
And real quick, micro and macro, the difference, just so people, in case they're really novices, don't know.
Totally. Macro beer is referring to the major beer producers in the United States.
The behemoths.
Ones that are making massive amounts of beer. So we're talking Anheuser-Busch, Coors, Miller, etc. Yeah. Massive producers of beer. Micro is referring to smaller craft breweries that fall under a production cap. I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I think it's 6 million barrels. It's Sam Adams, because there's a big controversy right now.
Sam Adams is the cap.
Yeah, and they've moved the cap, because I believe it was originally 3 million, and then they moved it for Sam to
so
6 million, I think.
Still stay a craft brewery.
Right.
And then Nano is somebody who produces on an extremely small system.
Yeah. Like a home brewer.
Like a Harmony.
Right, like a Harmony. Bad Brewing Company in Mason, they opened on a 3. Our brewing company, they started on a 1. So very tiny, small operations are considered nano. So that's the big question that I get a lot is, how do these guys win medals? Because people are generally baffled because macro beer is considered so blah by craft lovers. So how can they win medals? And the answer to that is that they make extremely stylistically accurate beer. Yeah. They make an amazing American Pilsner, and that's what they do.
Well, it's funny. You go, a lot of the brewers, they love their PBR, right?
Yep. Me too.
It's a funny thing. All right, let's run down these classes. I know the first one is August 4th. I saw there were actually a couple spots, not many left. But let's start out with just run down the categories and when you have them. 5 categories?
No, we have 5 minutes.
5 minutes. All right, we're
okay. So the first two, the beers, this class is designed for everyone, people that have been home brewers, people that don't know anything about beer, people that like beer. So the first 2 weeks are really sort of setting the tracks for the rest of the class. So the first week we're focusing specifically on the ingredients of beer, water, malt, hops, and yeast. And I'm welcoming a lot of actual Michigan producers in those fields. So I'm going to be having Car Creek Hops, Pilot Malt House, and Craft Culture Yeast Labs from north, all Michigan Michigan producers here to talk about that.
Very
Week
cool.
2 is just the brewing process, an entire 2.5-hour class just on how beer is made.
Right.
There's an intense focus on brewing in this class, just so that people can understand where these flavors come from that we're examining. Week 3 is lager and pale ale. We're getting into the style classes now, actually, with the tastings. So lager and pale ale, and then we focus on the art of lagering and the American standard. Week 4 is IPA and double IPA with a focus on hops and brewing with them. Week 5 is a field trip to Brie Vivant for Belgian ales with a focus on fermentation and Belgian yeast strains. Then week 6 we come back to beer with brown porter and stout, focusing on designing a malt bill. And then week 7 we take a break for adventuring through Michigan cider and mead, which is really exciting. I included mead for the first time this year, which is really exciting. And so we have Jim Robinette from Robinette Cider, Jason Lumen from People's Cider Company. We have Vandermill coming in for that. It's going to be a really exciting time. Week 8, we focus on extreme beers, high-gravity brewing, barrel-aging maturation. And then week 9, we round it all off with infection and off-flavor, which is something that a lot of classes don't give any time to at all.
Right.
And really, it's the most important topic, because when it comes down to it, if you're going to pay $5 for a pint of beer, you should get a good beer.
Yeah,
right.
No question.
So,
And if you don't know what's bad, you won't know what's good, really.
Exactly.
And I think that's it. If we get a bad beer and you're new to it, you kind of go like, I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it gives you a bad experience
Right.
overall.
And then, exactly, you want to know why it's bad.
Exactly. Now, is there a round table or is there another event too?
Yes, so that is tentatively scheduled for September 17th at the Pyramid Scheme. For updates on all of my beer events, you can feel free to join me on Facebook. I have a group called Experience Beer West Michigan, the Grand Rapids Beer Tasting Class, and all of the final details will be coming out shortly. So what I'm doing for the very first time, we've never seen anything like this in Michigan before, I'm assembling a public panel of Grand Rapids professional brewers.
Love it.
For a public panel. I think my count right now is 13 and growing. So we're going to get a bunch of brewers on stage. We're going to talk about beer. We're going to talk about brewing. We're going to talk about Beer City culture, our West Michigan beer culture. And we're going to just have a bunch of beers, and we're going to take live questions from the audience. And it's just going to be an amazing time. That's called Beer City Roundtable. It's going to be at Pyramid Scheme with more information to follow.
Wow.
Good. Well, all of your information I know is on your Facebook page. Can you give it to us one more time?
Yes, so the Facebook page for all of my classes and such is called Experience Beer WM West Michigan, and then in parentheses the Grand Rapids Beer Tasting Class.
And the classes are $10 a piece. You get to pay at the door.
Yes.
But you do need to pre-register now online.
Yes.
And you can get the link off of that page, right?
Correct. The link is available on the page, but if you go to Eventbrite and make sure you specifically search for Grand Rapids and search for XPB, Experience Beer, Grand Rapids Beer Tasting Class. So it's XPB GRBTC.
Whoa, we need to fix that.
Rewind the podcast to get that full address.
Yes.
And the $10 covers your amazing class, all the information, and a pint of beer at the door, right?
Absolutely.
And $3 for
class
additional pints, right?
Correct.
So
it's a great time, and that's one of the other things I'm focusing on is I want the class to be accessible. I don't want anybody to be able to say, oh, I can't afford to go to beer class this week.
Exactly.
But there is that pre-registration, and that's going on Eventbrite right now, and the class is nearly sold out, so make sure you hop online and check it out via the Experience Beer Facebook page to get that link.
Ben Darcie, thanks so much for joining today's Going Gonzo show. Amy Sherman, I'm glad you're going to be there because I'm going to be at several of the classes.
I'm so excited to go. I can't
wait.
wait. You can always learn something new about beer.
Sure can. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. And Amy, as you always say, what one pint at a time? What's your line?
As I taste my way across the USA, one pint at a time.
Love it. Take care, everyone.